brownies for the video because it's the first dessert we learned besides making cookies. I opt to make the version from scratch, and Lauren pointed out that there are some people that never baked before, and I should probably do a more simplistic. But if you want, we can do another video where I show you a more intermediate version of how to make the same dessert.
Yeah, this is like baking for beginners.
This is, well, we can tell, Boxnuts. This is the Betty Crocker brand, but you can use any box brownie that you want. It could be as gourmet as Duncan Hines chocolate brownies, or as plain as a general store version.
Yeah, even the ones that they have in the dollar store would work.
For what?
If for getting any type of like dollar store brand brownie mix.
Yep.
For like $1.
So we found this bag, and I recommend pulling your fingers, make sure all the powder's at the bottom before you open it.
Because it'll be a dust cloud.
And then what you need for the first bag or both bags, you put in your bowl. And then some people use your knife or scissors to open it, where I'll just use my fingers and poke a hole into it.
Yeah, I use a knife or scissors because if I try to do Nikki's trick, it'll be a dust cloud.
Now we're going to pour into a silver bowl. For brownie mix, I would recommend using a light color bowl because you know the powder is light brown. Once you add your liquids, it'll turn black or darker brown.
So we're using a silver bowl. You can use a white bowl or like a pink bowl. Something that's a light color. Just so that you have a high contrast to your baking.
And then now you have the powder out. You can either run your fingers over the bag, or if you have wood here, you can shake it and listen for the distinct sound of powder inside of it.
Okay.
So to me it sounds empty, that's one. And we are doing a double batch because brownies are a really big thing in our house.
Yeah, I could probably eat one box by myself.
And I would recommend doing both bags if you're doing one at a time in the bowl. You know, I've done this a lot, I do on the side, but it might be helpful if you have a small bowl to put stuff in. In case you're worried about making a mess or getting powder everywhere.
What do you mean? One suggestion could be to put the powder in 2 separate bowls and combine them?
No, like having a separate bowl on the side, like now you're having smaller slow rolls.
Right.
And having a bag inside of that.
Okay.
Before you dump it in. So the next step is, if you want to add it or not, in case you're allergic or you don't like the taste, is we like to add peanut butter to our brownies.
Mmm.
And I recommend doing this as one of your first 2 steps because the peanut butter cannot go in the batter when it's hot because that will cook your eggs and scramble them. So by doing it as one of your first 2 steps, that has enough time to cool down before you add it as the last ingredient. And we use Jif natural peanut butter. Sorry. Natural peanut butter. But you can use any peanut butter you want. I would recommend crunchy unless you're made it from scratch because we noticed that when you use a chunkier peanut butter, it kind of sinks or will tear holes throughout your batter when it bakes. And we also found out that it also happens to use a, what do you mean, like not realistic peanut butter or fake peanut butter?
Fake peanut butter or a cheap version of peanut butter where it doesn't have any sugar or fats in it.
Exactly, thank you. And we end up melting 2 tablespoons, or you could do 3 to 4 teaspoons, depending on how much you like peanut butter.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you made a nut butter or if you got the healthy nut butter that's like sugar-free peanut butter from scratch, would that?
I think if you did it as a natural nut butter, I think while you're melting, you have to add butter because it doesn't have enough saturated fat to hold its shape. And I think that's what happens with the fake peanut butter is that it melts away and there's left a nice hole for your batter.
Yeah, so just use either regular peanut butter or the natural peanut butter.
Yep.
And then it's one less thing you gotta worry about.
And also melt it because that'll make it easier to mix in too.
Yeah, it depends on how high your oven It depends on how high your microwave is. We melted it for 1 minute, but I would do it for maybe 10-second interval until it's melted, so you don't burn it.
I figured it would help me show you what the peanut butter looks like in case you've never done this before and you're not sure what consistency the peanut butter should be.
And you want it to be like a pool of liquid, yummy goldness.
Right. So you want it to be completely melted and you don't want any lumps or solid bits of peanut butter left inside of it.
If you're using
If you're using a nut butter to replace peanut butter, I would recommend melting it with either butter, or if you're doing a vegan brownie mixture, I would use either coconut oil mixed with it or a little bit of vegan butter as well.
If you went that route, how much butter would you add? Like a tablespoon?
You would add a tablespoon or two because you want the nut butter to melt completely. Now it's time to make the brownies. So on all the boxes, there's a recipe on the back, but I made this recipe enough times that not only do I have measures memorized, but I've adapted enough where I don't need to read the back. But this one says that calls for 2 eggs, half a cup of oil, and 3 tablespoons of water.
Okay.
So because we're doubling it, and I adapt the recipe because I like my mixture to be more liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Like the smear form instead of being more thick and fudgy, like the recipe calls for. My recipe is 4 eggs, 1 cup of oil, and 1/2 to a cup of water. So the first ingredient you add in is your 4 eggs. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You could do it as I would do, which is crack it on the side and drop it in. But for someone that's visually impaired or blind, that's not, or first time baking, that's not really recommended. Because it might be impossible for you to find shells in all the powder. So what's recommended is that you take a center bowl, tap it on the side, and just break it in. So that way, you can run your fingers through the yolk and see if there's any shells.
Well, that's smart. Then that way you don't have to risk getting eggshells in your batter.
And it also helps if you use both your hands to pull the shell apart. That way you can also feel if there's egg shells or it's too loose. Now there is a trick where you can crack eggs with one hand, but I'm not risking that for this video. I can do it, I don't have any smart show.
Dude, I can't even do it. It's hard. Or if I do it, I still get egg in there.
I think that's the thing that worries you.
Eggshell.
If you pull it too hard, it does crack. Like that one, like I got destroyed. I need to wash my hands, and then I'll show you that stuff. So I'm about to pour in the eggs. They're still whole. Some people prefer, if there's an impaired, to take a fork and whisk the eggs before you add to your brownie mix. That way you can do another check through for shells. And so it's easier to know that's already well mixed when you add to the brownie mixture, in case you can't see the yolks when you pour it in.
What do you do?
I think it's important because I can see the eggs with the brownie mixer, so I know I did it well fully combined up. But some people will whisk it beforehand because it's hard for them to see, like for you, to see the brownie with the egg yolks.
Yeah. If you guys haven't caught on, Nicole has way more better vision than I do.
Yep. All you got. So I'm about to add the oil, and I'm sure you have tried by now. The video was more Lauren's idea because it's more her level of baking. Lauren is a beginner, but she's also in my shoe stuff, which means she's my assistant, and I'm more intermediate when it comes to baking. And I think the reason for that is that I have more experience when it comes to baking in general. I started learning how to cook and bake during my senior year of high school. It was actually my certificate when I graduated, was culinary arts. And ever since then, I've always been experimenting when it comes to baking because of how much I enjoy it. I feel like when you bake and you do this others, it's like demo a hub. It makes your day better.
Aww. Yeah, make sure to leave a comment down below of what was the first thing you guys learned how to bake if you have already tried baking before. And if not, what's something you want to learn how to make?
Yeah. I mean, leave comments below, and we need more videos like this for show you guys how to make them.
Ooh.
So next we're going to add the oil. I think one of you better explain how to do this if you're not, if you can't see it, because I wasn't really sure how to explain it.
So there's two options what you could do. You could pour the oil into a cup and then, or like a big coffee cup or a bowl, and then dip your measuring cup or your measuring spoon into that. So that way, if you have any problems with mobility or vision and you're worried about spilling oil everywhere, which would be horrendous, you have more control over where the oil is going.
I'll be back in a second. I'm going in the kitchen to add the water. It's easier to use the same measuring cup for your oil for the water because there's a little bit of oil on the bottom and the water helps get that.
And again, you can just dump some water in a bowl and then put your measuring cup or spoon in the water. So what was your method of adding the water to it?
So I bought these measuring cups, and it's in the sitting right now, that are white and they have a little lip on the end. I think we got them from Maxi.
Maxi Aids, yep.
Yes. And they're not, like most measuring cups if you don't that are white have a little bit of gray in its end, so it's hard to see when you add liquids to it. But because of these are so bright, I can see the oil cutter, and that's the white, be able to see when it's at stop.
Yeah, and I like my suggestion of dumping water in a bowl and then dipping your measuring cup or your measuring spoon in that.
Yep.
And what's the next step?
The next step is I like to do it in nets before I add the peanut butter. So I know the idea next time.
Okay.
And the other way you do that is to start in the middle, make a well, and slowly incorporate the powder into it.
So make a hole in the center and then dump the stuff from the outside in?
Yes. You're pretty much pouring in the batter.
Mmm. Peanut butter goes next, which is my favorite part. Now, don't eat the peanut butter.
And then a lot of people, when they mix, will use a stand mixer or a hand mixer.
But you're doing it by hand.
Right. But the reason I point that out is because some people, like me, they don't have enough strength in their hands to use a whole batter.
Okay. So what would you recommend?
That's why I would recommend, if your hands aren't very strong, is to use a mixer or hand mixer, or like I'm about to do, tie it out once you finish.
Ooh, okay.
Because that's how easily do it.
Mixin'.
So, like I said, Lauren has to take care because my hands are not strong enough to make sure it's all well combined.
And if you don't have an awesome sous chef that you can bring to help you with coffee, you could take this to a hand mixer or standing mixer to finish it.
I'm gonna do a overhead shot. So that's how you want it to look. Is that it's no longer a light brown, but it's black or dark brown. Sorry.
It's hard to tell when you're colorblind.
Yeah. So I know it's dark brown or it's black color. I think it goes darker depending on what you add. Like, for example, we're adding peanut butter, so it'll go back to a little lighter color brown. But some people will melt your dark or bitter chocolate and now make it darker.
Alright, that's that. And now, take your peanut butter. No, I am not going to do that. I'm just being silly. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Do you have any tips on how to get all the peanut butter out? Because I like to stick to the side.
Well, some people do is that they use a rubber spatula instead of a spoon because it won't stick to that.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should try that.
Or what some people also do is when you measure out peanut butter using a measuring cup, is they'll either use butter or pan spray in the measuring cup, and then it won't stick to that.
Alright, give me one sec.
Right now, I'm mixing in the peanut butter. Some people don't fully mix it in. Like, if they want to do a swirl pattern in their peanut butter mixture, you can just mix it in 2/3 of the way as long as you see the peanut butter. But that's if you want to make it more fancy.
We just want it to taste like peanut butter.
Alright, so mix it all the way in. Another tip is if you're tie-tuning when it comes to mixing, is to always put your spoon either at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. That way you hand it to the next person and they know where to find it.
Yeah, because then that way you might knock the spoon in the batter and cover your spoon with batter.
We've done that a couple of times.
Yeah. That's how we know what to do now.
But that makes it easier if you're blind. You don't have to figure around the whole bowl to find your spoon every time either.
Right. So how do you know when this is done? When you don't see any more peanut butter?
You don't see more peanut butter. And when you lift the spoon up, a lot of times if there's still powder, it will stick to the back of the spoon.
Okay.
So if it looks smooth, I mean it's well combined. And I add extra couple extra I mix with a couple extra just to make sure if I can't see it.
Yeah, kind of like cake mix. You can't ever mix brownie mix, can you?
Only from scratch.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you have to be careful about or mixing.
And that's why it's good if you're a beginner or if you're just baking for the first time. It's good to start with a box mix because
Right, because you can't or mix it.
what happens if you ever mix cake mix?
So, if you're gonna mix cake or you're making from scratch and you flour and you make brownie mix from scratch, if you ever mix it, instead of you having this light, fluffy mixture, the cake will be heavy and dense.
So the next fun step is to prepare your pan. So we're using what I believe is a 9 by 13 pan.
Correct.
It's a double box. So what we decided to do is
After trial and errors.
because there's a couple of things you can try. So you can just grease the pan with butter or pan spray, which is what we're going to be using, and then put your batter on top. You could use wax paper and then lightly grease that and put your batter on top. But we learned even with wax paper, it can still stick. So what we decided to do was use foil.
It also depends on your oven. Our oven's kind of messed up, so it helps if you have a more thicker liner. Because you notice that when we use the wax paper and pan spray, we'll lose a bottom layer of brownie mix to the pan.
I just sprayed a tiny bit on the bottom so the foil can stick to the pan so it doesn't be brown on me. And then this is trial and error too because you want to make sure all your sides are covered. Will you blow away on me?
And you want to make sure that there's no lines in the foil because the brownie mixture will have those same lines if you pour it in.
Make sure all your sides are covered. Make sure the bottom's nice and flat and level. Then you spray this again.
Now, for those that are blind or visually impaired, another way you can grease it is to use Cristo. And this might sound gross, but put your hand in Cristo and then run your hand all over the pan and foil.
You can also use this technique that I'm doing where you take the napkin and put the crisp butter on the napkin, and that way you have a protection. So
Right.
you don't have to rub your hand all over the butter, because that's gross.
But at the same time, it helps to know if you've gotten everything covered.
Alright. So now Nicole is adding the brownie batter to our pan while we greased it. And do you have any tips on this part? Because it can be tricky.
Oh yeah. So because I have more vision and I dance a lot, I'm just naturally letting gravity pull the batter from the bowl into the pan. Before I start, I like to make sure the bowl is in the center of the brownie pan. So I know that the gravity is taking it right in the batter. There's none falling out.
Now, could you also take, set the bowl down and take, a gravy ladle or something and scoop the batter out a little bit at a time that way?
Oh yeah. Or another way I've seen is that some people will put it on the lid of the pan. That way they know it's lined up and then pour it in.
I was just trying to think of a suggestion in case you had not enough strength in your hands to lift the bowl up.
Then you also want to spin around the lip. Make sure it doesn't fall off when you put it down.
Okay. And now all the batter's in there. Ooh. Now what you doing?
So now I'm making sure your brownies are nice and smooth. A lot of times you pour the brownie batter in, it doesn't go into the corners.
But it'll all go in the center.
Right. Then you want to take the batter spoon or a flat spatula, and you just want to make it all nice and smooth. And the way I do it is how your top with either doing the floor or vacuuming is you start from one corner, you want to spin all the way across, and you keep doing it. Then you go from vertical to horizontal. Now you know it's all nice and smooth.
And you just keep doing it until you're satisfied.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never going to be 100% perfect because you're visually impaired, and that's fine. I mean, as long as it's not like, like a lopsided volcano.
And what I also do is, you pour your butter in or bowl your trays, you take your pan and you do a nice little tap. Now there's no any air bubbles.
How many times do you do it?
I usually do like 3 or 4 solid taps.
Okay.
Now it's time to preheat the oven, which in hindsight is the first step you're supposed to do. But I mean, more food is all day ready, then preheat the oven.
Here's our oven. Da-da-da.
Our oven is, because we're renting, is not marked or made so that's easy for us to see it. So when I have to preheat the oven for baked goods or when we're cooking, I use my camera on my phone as a magnifier. And I will turn it to 350 degrees.
Got some inception going on there. Phone within a phone.
I recommend, if you're visually impaired, to either use puffy paint and mark to 350 or using a dot, right?
Bump dots.
Bump dot.
To the rescue.
As well. Or if you're lucky, you have an oven that can either be used with Alexa or as electronic where it will be here to see it. About to put the brownies in the oven. I wanted to make a recommendation if you want the brownies to be a little more fancier. Because before popping them in, you can put either mini M&Ms or peanuts or crushed nuts on top before you pop them in the oven.
Adding mini M&Ms. Because that way it kind of makes you think of the Little Debbie cosmic brownies that you get.
Yeah, I'm not doing this the smart way.
What's the smart way?
The smart way would have been is to have them in a bowl instead of pouring into your hands, and I know I dropped one.
Yeah.
And probably about to put your hand on the batter so you can feel where the M&Ms are going.
But even if you have them in a bowl, you're still going to drop them picking them up. They're tiny. I've done it. And then look at your cute oven mitts. Did you use a whole container?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm saying you want to even layer, and unless you have mostly on your own M&Ms, it's hard to see them.
I think you're doing a fine job. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, baby candy, make it rain. All done?
Yep.
So next, Nicole is going to put the brownies in the oven, and she wanted to show off her awesome oven mitts. No, they're not puppets, but we got these from Sous La Table. It's a fancy baking and cooking store where you can get all your needs. So here's what the brownies look like after they were cooked and cooled out of the oven. Yay! Look at all the pretty M&Ms.
Hey guys, so the reason why we didn't show you us talking about the brownies is our niece was here today and we had a babysitter. So at least we're able to show you what they look like when done. Ours got a little overcooked. Like I said, we don't have the best oven. So the way you know your brownies are done is to use a toothpick and poke the center. And when you pull it out, you want a little tiny bit of batter on the toothpick that's cooked. Because once you take the brownies out, they cook for an extra 5 minutes in the pan.
How much already should be on the toothpick then?
Like a dot or two, and when you try it, it should taste baked, not raw.
Mmm.
And our mom likes to have them when they're hot, but the easiest way to them is to let them cool completely. You can put them in the fridge for a few minutes to speed up the cooling time. And then all you have to do is cut them. How we do it is we just take a knife and a napkin. So that way every time you cut the brownies, you wipe the blade. That way you have clean, even cuts. So for those that can't see how they're cutting them, there's alternatives. One is that you can buy a brownie pan that's already separated and pour your batter into that, and that way you don't have to cut the brownies up. Another way is you can take a silicone mat or a thin pan, lay on top, and use that as a guide as you're cutting. Another way is I've seen people use dental floss. You wrap it on your fingers and you pull them straight down, and that acts as a knife. I assume you use that when you're cutting dough for cinnamon rolls.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because that's always been my problem. I mean, it doesn't really matter since everyone else is going to eat them, whether they're symmetrical or not. But I always have a hard time cutting them in straight lines.
Same here. And I know there are some tools that you could buy that would also help you cut. I'm not sure off the top of my head what they are or what they're called. But yeah, so those are some techniques for cutting. And if you don't want to cut, you can always just buy a pan that's already divided for you.
And then you would just set your batter in that like we did with the big 9x13 pan.
Exactly. And if you don't want to cut at all, another thing you do is that once the brownie's done, you can break it up and use them to make either truffles or brownie pops. And if you like to see us make that, let us know in the comments below.
They turn out so much better than cake pop. But you want to make sure that you're going to cut off the edges first, because they're like the hard, over-baked bits you don't want in your
Exactly.
brownie ball or truffle.
And I know to keep your ends from your cooking, a lot of bakers recommend wrapping foil around the edges. But because our oven is so bad, I don't see a point in doing that.
You don't think it'll be effective?
No. And we forgot to mention how long you cook your brownies. So for ours, it was 40 to 45 minutes. But like I said, depending on your oven. I know on the back of the box, it generally recommends it to be between 20 and 30. But like I said, it all depends on how good your oven is and what temperature it gets to.
Yeah, I would recommend start with 30 minutes, and then if they're not done, to just keep adding 5.
Right.
But man, they were good.
Oh yeah.
Especially with a little M&M on top.
Another good thing is to find out in your oven where your hot spots are. I actually saw a DIY hack for this. So if you don't really use your oven a lot, what you can do is take 4 pieces of bread and put them on the rack in a line. And then have the oven cook it for a few minutes and pull it out. And where the toast is dark is where your hot spots are in your oven.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because we learned for us, if we put a baking dish on...
Anywhere but the far right.
It's going to take longer to cook in the colder spot.
Right.
If you guys liked the video...
Yeah, it was a lot of fun for me. Like I said, I love baking and would love a baking challenge. So send me your ideas and we'll show you how to make that.
And I get to be the taste tester. Ooh. If you guys have any other suggestions, be sure to leave them down below. And we'll catch you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.